Welcome to Tech in the Car. I'm Oliver. This is the new BMW M240i. Now, I videoed this at the Goodwood Festival of Speed last year. I made a short, which quite a lot of people have watched, so I thought I'd check one out and give you guys a little walk around and a little review of this car. So this car aspect is about £50,000. We'll go through some of the spec in a second. In terms of power, it has 374 horsepower, and it is a very, very good looking 2 Series. Now, some people weren't necessarily the biggest fan of the design of the new facelifted 2 Series, but I have to say, in this color, in this gray paint, it looks fantastic. And there are lots of interesting design features on this car, which I think are worth pointing out. For example, we've got the new design headlights, different from the previous generation 2 Series. And they've got little details inside, which look great, full LED headlights. And then we've got these big black vents down here, which let air into the car because this has got a 3-litre engine, and so it needs lots of air pass through into there. And then we've got our traditional style BMW vents. I actually really like the new design of the vents on the M3 and M4, but this does look good on the 2 Series. I'm not sure how they would have looked otherwise. What about the back of this new M240i? Well, this is the X-Drive model as well. So it's got 4-wheel drive. We've got a very compact rear back of the car. We've got the diffuser down here. We've got 2 oval kind of hexagon kind of shaped exhaust pipes. I'm not really sure what shape they are, but they look good. And then we've got these really sculpted rear lights, again, new to this new version of 2 Series, which kind of have like a different level to them, which I think looks really good. On the back, at the side of the car, there are also some interesting design features too. We have the traditional BMW M mirrors where well, I can't get my fist through here, I need a smaller fist, but you've got the same traditional cutout there, which is very cool. It's very aerodynamic. You've got these side skirts, which are quite aggressive and black contrast. And then we've got the door handles, which again, frameless coupe windows, which add to the high quality look of this car. And of course, we have 2 seats in the front, and there is space in the back, but it would be a very tight fit. You wouldn't want to carry passengers back there. And then I really like these alloy wheel design. I think they're one of the most attractive looking designs. And we got red brake calipers as well. So here we are inside the M240i. So this color, by the way, is called Brooklyn Gray on the outside. And then inside here, we have a black with blue stitching. Blue is my favorite color. You might have guessed that if you watch the channel. So you can see that blue stitching around here. So this inside is very much the new generation design of the BMW infotainment system from the 3 Series and the 4 Series. We've got a touchscreen with wireless Android Auto and wireless CarPlay, something which lots of manufacturers are starting to put in. And we've got wireless charging. Yes, something left out of the new Audis. There is wireless charging in this car too. We've also got a USB here as well, 2 cup holders. We've got, like I said, a very traditional BMW design in the middle here. We've got a start button. We've got our scroll wheel. So even though it is a touchscreen, you still have the scroll wheel capabilities. We've got our modes here, Sport, Comfort, Eco Pro, adaptive suspension, so we can adjust that as well. This is a traditional, very grippy, very substantial BMW M logo steering wheel, which has got the ability to turn on the cruise control and the lane assist, and on the other side got all your media buttons. And then we've got our BMW digital drivers display, which has the same design as we've seen in other BMWs, which again looks really good. We've also got a head-up display on here. And then just in general, the quality, like these seats are fantastic. They are very, very similar to the M seats in the M2 and the M3 and the M4. They have loads of detail. We've got the beautiful blue stitching here. We've got thigh support. We've got the M logo. It doesn't look like it's light up in this car, but it's there. And they are very, very comfortable, fully electric. You can adjust them, lumbar support as well. There's lots of little details in here, which I really, really like. In the back, there isn't a lot of space, as I said before. You can fit people in there for a short journey, but if you try and fit adults in there, I think they're going to be a bit squashed. One thing that BMW have kept is the shortcut buttons on the bottom of the infotainment system, which let you assign shortcuts to different functions. That's something which BMW are unique in doing, and it's an interesting way of doing things. So I like that. The other thing too I like is I like the fact there's a button here for your intelligent safety and assist systems. You can press it and you can see all of them on the screen. That's really, really useful to have one button to get to that. What is the M240i like to drive, and how does it maybe compare to the RS3, which is probably its nearest competitor until the new M2 comes along? Let's take it for a spin, not a literal spin because I drive very carefully, but let's take it out on the road here at Millbrook on the very, very cool high-speed circuit and also on the hill route and see how it is. How does this car, the new M240i, compare to other cars and how does it handle? Let's find out on the Millbrook test track. So this is where cars come to get tested. Actually, they also shot the section of Casino Royale from James Bond where the Aston Martin flipped over on this very track right here. So I'm not going to be flipping this car, don't worry. If you're from BMW, don't worry, I'm going to drive this very responsibly like I should do. But let's just see how it is to handle. So this is obviously a coupe. It's got the sporty side in mind. It's got a lot of performance with over 370 horsepower. So this car is very much designed with performance in mind, as well as great looks, because the outside of this car looks fantastic. So as I come around this sharp pin here, I definitely feel like I've got a lot of grip. I can feel the four-wheel drive system working. I feel very planted. But what about if I put it into M mode? What happens if I turn it into a different mode? Because right now we're in the normal mode, we're in comfort. If we go into sport, so now in sport, dials change, the exhaust flaps open up, and I immediately feel that power and that acceleration is much more urgent, much more in your face, which is very, very good. And we're approaching the bit here where that Aston Martin was flipped over in Casino Royale. Here we go, we're coming up here. And you know, I like this. I love the fact you've got a real sound coming out of the back there. There's no noise, or maybe a very small, almost, no, I don't think there's any noise pumped into here. I have to be honest with you, it sounds like it's all coming from the exhaust, and that sounds really good. And as I'm driving around here, it's very nimble, it's very sharp, it's turning in, it's making a great noise. This very comfortable to hold steering wheel, which is, you know, traditional BMW doing it. And I'm in automatic mode now. I'm not using the manual gear shifters because, you know, the truth is I prefer to drive in auto mode. I know that will upset some people who want to drive in manual. I was having a chat with Joe Achilles earlier, said he loves his M2 because it's got a manual transmission. Well, you know, I prefer automatic. I'm not one who likes to go manual, but I know for the true drivers out there, they love the manual. So very sharp, very easy to drive in automatic mode. I like this a lot. Let's go on to the high-speed bowl now and see what the car is like at speed. We're at the high-speed bowl now at Millbrook. So we're about to go onto here, making sure there's nobody in front of us, letting that Mercedes in front go. And here we go. So now we're driving on a high-speed bowl. We can go fast on here. This is a huge circular bowl for high-speed testing. We're doing 90 miles an hour. You know, there's not a lot of road noise, I have to be honest. I mean, wind noise, I should say. Even though we're now going at 100 miles an hour, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of road noise, which I really like. I think that's good. Definitely a benefit to have. Yeah, you know, the steering is very precise. I've got a nice noise coming on out of the back here. You wouldn't obviously drive this fast on a road, like, ever, let's be honest, but or hopefully you wouldn't. Some people might, I wouldn't. So we're going along here, and yeah, and you know, it's great at high speeds, it's fun to drive. So that is the BMW M240i X-Drive Coupe with four-wheel drive, with a great noise from the back of the car, with great handling, very comfortable, very stylish. I like this car a lot. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe for more on the channel, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you very much, everyone.